Alright, hi everybody, and welcome to today's Elevate Tube Hotel Tour. There's date time in 2025, once we get focus. Today's hotel tour is going to be of the Home 2 Suites by Hilton in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina. And here is a view of the hotel from this side. The reason why we were staying here for almost a week is because my dad wanted to go see the NASCAR Hall of Fame, which is one of the most popular attractions here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you look this way, you can see the Charlotte Tower. That is the tallest building in the city, and it's 94 floors tall. But yeah, that's NASCAR Hall of Fame. And I'll show you a better view of it from our hotel room later on in this hotel tour. And yes, this hotel does have some special elements, and you'll see that especially in the lobby. And right behind this window is the exercise room, which we'll also get to it sometime during this hotel tour. So, with that being said, guess what time it is, everybody? That's right, it's hotel tour time. There's my diesel, Lucy. And this is what this hotel looks like from the opposite side. And as I discovered, that street right there is Brooklyn Village Avenue. That's where we were during the introduction. There's the motor lobby, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but that is the pool deck with an outdoor swimming pool. But yeah, this is a really nice hotel by looking on the outside. And this hotel, by the way, is called Elmet by Westin. That's one of the hotel properties that I've never heard of before, but maybe someday in the future I might stay at one of those Elmet properties and do a hotel tour there. But right now, let's head inside the hotel and we'll begin exploring, shall we? There's the hotel's parking garage, by the way. And I think that might be the hotel's loading dock. And I'm going to have to talk over the music so I don't get a copyright claim. And yes, this hotel does have two entrances. This one is the main one, and straight ahead is the auxiliary entrance. Oh, and you also have to use your room key to access. There we go. And yeah, I can only do this at night because during the daytime it gets really busy, especially during check-in and check-out hours. Anyway, these are elevators 1 and 2. I did get a separate view of both these elevators. There are actually 3 elevators in this motel, and this right here is elevator number 3. And I also got a separate video of that elevator as well. Again, there's the auxiliary entrance. You also have to use your room key to get inside from that door as well. Now we'll go up to the 2nd floor and we'll go toward the lobby. And since I already got a good view of all 3 of the elevators in this hotel, let's take the MPE up to the 2nd floor. If I can get the room key to work. There we go. That's just an emergency exit, by the way. You were 2? And that, by the way, is elevator number 3, also known as the express elevator. The reason for that is because it skips levels 2 through 9 and only goes up to 10. Alright, I guess we'll start by taking a look at the exercise rooms. It's right here. And it's open 24 hours, so that's a good sign. Alright, so this is the exercise room. And you got plenty of fitness equipment. Over here you have 2 pre-core treadmills with some towels and a water dispenser. And yes, every exercise room's need big mirrors to watch the fat burn away. Another mirror here. And you got some weightlifting equipment. And I'm not sure what that machine is. But you got some more weights here. And here's one of the yoga mats. And they actually have 2 exercise bikes and 1 elliptical. And if you look down here, that's where we started earlier during the introduction for this video. So yeah, that's a really nice exercise room. And you also have 2 flat screen TVs for entertainment. And if you want to read these rules, go ahead and pause the video right here. These are your therapy balls. And look at this, there's even a guest laundry room right next to the exercise room. And yes, these lights are motion activated. But yeah, you have 3 Maytag washers and 3 Maytag dryers. Unfortunately, this washer is out of order, but that's okay. You still got 2 working washers. And yes, it costs $2.25 to wash all your clothes and $2.50 to dry them. And yes, all 4 cabinets are empty. I was expecting to have some cleaning supplies inside these cabinets because that's where housekeeping usually keeps them. And yes, there's also a counter to fold your clothes. And I think that's some sort of laundry detergent. I'm glad I have some laundry detergent at my house because that's very important, especially when you're washing the clothes. And you also have an emergency phone right here. And right here too. So yeah, that's the laundry room and exercise room. Now I'll go explore the rest of the hotel lobby. Alright, so this is the hotel lobby. Got a very nice sitting area. And you have a wide selection of coffee available, as well as some coffee supplies here. Another flat screen TV here and right here. And over there is, I guess, their business center with an Apple PC. And I believe the printer is right behind these doors. Yep, I was right. There's an HP printer. And over there is the breakfast area. But during this time of day, it's closed right now. But you do have some more seating right here as well. And over here are elevators 1 and 2 again. Got more seating here. And And unfortunately, the pool deck is closed because of this time of year. But there's a sign right here telling guests to come enjoy the barbecue area. So in that case, I think the barbecue grill is right around the corner. And you also got some patio furniture over there. And there's no spa either, which I have a gripe. I always like it when I relax in spas. And I think what's covered in there is a handicap seat to get in the pool. Well, at first I thought the pool deck was going to be closed because of this time of year, but it's actually open, so how unusual. Anyway, this is the outdoor swimming pool, and I was right, it does not have a spa. And straight ahead is the old gender restroom. The men's and women's restrooms are located further down this hallway. And just like the terrace on the other side of the lobby, there are some patio furniture on this side of the pool deck, as well as that side. And over here is the fire pit. And you have not one, but two barbecue grills, because during the winter time, you can enjoy a nice barbecue. And here's a view from the pool deck. There's really not a whole lot to see from that side. You just have some apartment buildings over there. And again, there's the Element by Westin. Too bad this camera is not wide angle. But if I have a much wider angle camera, I would be able to fit this hotel in one frame. There's the parking garage again. And I absolutely love the mural. That mural's a piece of artwork. So yeah, this pool deck is really nice. And right now, I'm going to pause the camera so I can take some still pictures. So for now, that's it. When your stomach starts growling in the middle of the night, there's always a wide selection of snacks and beverages available at the little convenience store. And over there is the hotel's front desk. And I will show you a better view of the breakfast area during the morning. But right now, I think we've covered the whole second floor. And I believe that back this way, you got some public restrooms, and behind that door is the kitchen for the breakfast area. And you also have some LK drinking fountains as well. Gosh, that drinking fountain sprays everywhere when I was trying to get a drink of water. Anyway, I assume these are guest rooms for the second floor. Yeah, there are some guest rooms down this way. And back this way too, so. Alright, well, I think that is it for the second floor. Now, since elevator photography is about being healthy, we're going to take the steps up to the top floor. This is what the breakfast area looks like when it's open during the mornings. Breakfast is served from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on weekdays, and from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekends. Over here you have 3 cereal choices. I like the regular Cheerios the best because not only that's the healthiest, but they're also made of whole wheat, which I like it when my foods are whole wheat. And you got some toppings for your cereal too. And some fresh fruit as well. My favorite fruit is the Macintosh apples because that kind of reminds me of the Macintosh/Apple logo. You know, the Apple logo for the electronic devices. Yeah, that's a really good connection. Now over here is the Danby microwave. And in here, this is where they keep the milk. And you have a juice dispenser. And yes, I drink nothing but water. Got some bread and pastries here, as well as some eggs and some cheese. And you got a few condiments and some tomato ketchup. And in here, this is where they keep all the plates and bowls. And some cups, utensils. And I think these are side dishes. I also like to eat eggs. When I cook my own eggs, I make them scrambled. There's the yogurt dispenser. More condiments here. And you have 2 waffle irons. And yes, both of them are being used. And like I said, that door right here goes out in the kitchen where they may cook to order breakfast. So yeah, that's the breakfast area. And it's always nice that the coffee is available 24/7, especially when the breakfast area is closed. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to show you. That's right, they have a little terrace area with some patio furniture on this side. And you can get a nice view of downtown Chicago from this side. Again, over here is where we started earlier during the introduction. And over here is the Charlotte Tower, which is the tallest building in the city. I think I've already said that before. And you can see the Charlotte Convention Center as well. But yeah, since it's a really nice area to enjoy the view, I'm going to pause my camera here to take some still pictures, so that's it for now. Actually, I hate to say I kind of lied, because the front desk told me I couldn't take the MPE upstairs, because once you go out, you cannot come back in. So the only way to go upstairs is by taking these 2 elevators here. And since I already got a good take of both of them, we're just going to go straight to the most important part of each and every hotel, which is our room. And let's see which one we're going to get. There's the floor plan for the 2nd floor. And it is going to be
12 seconds later.
elevator number 1. Alright, so first things first, we're not going to push any buttons because this elevator is automatically going down to the 1st floor and park. Watch this. Oh, you know what? I thought for a second the elevator would automatically go down to the 1st floor and park, but I guess it doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, as you can see, that's right, levels 3 through 10 are keycarded off, so 2 is as high as you can go. But since we are staying here as guests, we'll take a ride up to 10. Here we are 10. And yes, the 1st floor is the only floor that has the door open on that side. The rest of the floor is open here. Now we're going to go down to the hotel room, which is on 7. Here we're at 7. And I like elevator number 2 better because that one serves levels 1R, 2R, and 10R. Elevator number 1 does not. And like I said, this is the only MPE that has access to the roof. The other one at the other end does not. And over here is a view of the window from South Cowell Street. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, this sure is, like I said, this sure is a really nice uptown area. I'll show you another view from our hotel room shortly when we do our hotel room tour. And I have a feeling this staircase does not have roof access. Even though the sign says roof access here, I still think this one does not have roof access. Yep, I was right, no roof access here. And that must be why I like that other MPE better. Alright, now let's go check out my room now. And we are staying right here in room 718. Oh, and for all you fire alarm enthusiasts, you have a True Alert fire alarm and an MREX fire extinguisher. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Anyway, I went around the hotel room just to turn on every single light, which means we are now ready to begin the hotel room tour. Again, our room is 718. RFID locks. That door is rather heavy. And this is what you see inside a hotel room. And it's actually called a suite because there's two rooms in one. And of course, we all know this is an interior corridor motel. Now on this door, we just have the basic security features. Over here is a deadbolt. One of these type of locks. I guess most modern hotels don't use latch locks anymore. And a peephole with a cover, which you can see through a little bit, not a whole lot though. Plus a clearly readable fire mat. As you can see, this hotel is shaped like a reversed L. We've got the elevators over there and the stairs at either end. And yes, this hotel is 10 floors. We're on 7 out of 10 floors. And the lobby is on the 2nd floor. And over here you have the do not disturb signs. And since this hotel is pet friendly, you do have an additional sign saying that it's that there are pets inside. So that's always a nice touch. Now when you first walk into the hotel room, you'll notice that the foyer area doubles the function as a kitchen. Well, I shouldn't call it a kitchen, it's more like a wet bar. But it's well equipped and generally sized. Right next to the door is the Den by mini fridge, which as you can see, it's nice and clean. These, by the way, are some of my food. And down here, you have the freezer on the bottom, with no ice trays or ice maker. But you do have a nice bucket right here, which is always a nice touch. And you have a nice display of plates, bowls, glasses, and cups. By the way, this is where one of the cups used to be, but now it's down here. And the reason for that's because my mom was drinking some tea earlier. And you also have a cutting board right here. And as you can see, it's dirty because my mom was cutting an apple. And yes, that knife is also dirty, and that's the same reason too. So please pardon the mess that my mom made before she left. But you do have some paper towels above the sink. And yes, they look nice and clean. Got some silverware in this drawer, including a can opener. And wow, that is quite a knife. Got some cooking utensils on this drawer. Got a few spatulas. And I think it's more like a food storage or a container sort of thing. Oh wow, there are actually a few food storage or containers with different sizes. Very impressive. And you also have a washcloth, which is nice and clean. And down here, this is where the cutting board used to be, but now it's up here on the counter. But you also have a toaster and a colander for the pasta. But one thing that's very weird, there is no stove or an oven, you just have the cooking utensils in the drawer. So I'm not sure what cooking you're supposed to be doing since there's only a microwave. By the way, this microwave is made by Danby, and the inside is nice and clean. But it turns out that you can borrow a hot plate for free. And you have a Moen sink with an American Standard faucet. Pressure is nice and adequate. And underneath the sink, you have a garbage can and a garbage disposal. And over here, you have a Danby dishwasher. And yes, the dishwasher is empty except for that one plate right there. And lastly, you have a Cuisinart single cup coffee maker. It's actually 2 cups, a double cup coffee maker, because you have 2 cups that can fit on both sides. And I think these are lips for those coffee cups as well. I'll just leave it up here. And you do have a nice assortment of coffees. But yeah, that is a really nice kitchen. The only thing that I would consider is, instead of the door to an adjoining room, is to put a stove, or not really a stove, some sort of range. Yeah, that way if you have the option for an extended stay, the range is always there for you. But it's also very unique having a door to an adjoining suite. I'm not going to open it because the room on the other side of that door is very similar except reversed. And that's another nice touch to have. Now opposite the wet bar is the bathroom, which we will go check out next. I like how it has the pocket sliding door instead of an actual door that opens like this. Anyway, here is the bathroom area. And I guess there used to be a towel rack up there, but now they replaced with, I guess, some sort of towel hardware. I don't know what these are called, to be honest. It's got a big mirror with a light fixture above the mirror. It's nice and bright, so shaving would be a piece of cake. And you have some soap and body lotion mounted on the wall, which is also nice to have. Yeah, these bottles are nice and secure. Got your American Standard sink. And plenty of space around the sink area. Oh, and look at this. This bathroom has not one, but 2 night lights. See, when you turn off the main light, this light comes on, and so is this light. And so is these 2 lights up here on the electrical plugs. And when you turn the main light back on, that's right, all 3 of the lights are cut off. But there's also one unique thing about this. Oh, I was going to say, when you plug in the chargers to one of the outlets, it would also turn on these 2 lights down here, but I guess it doesn't do that anymore. But other than that, it's still yet another nice feature to have. And here are all the linens, which, as you can see, look nice and clean. And you also have 2 rolls of toilet paper down here. And underneath the sink you have 3 drawers. They're actually 2 because the middle one is a fake drawer. Now there's nothing in this drawer, but inside this drawer you do have a hairdryer. Another garbage can. And here is the commode. which as you can see, looks very clean around the commode. And I absolutely love the shape of it. It's very nice. And instead of having a lever right on here, like most commodes, you do have two buttons up there for flushing options. This commode is also made by American Standard, and let's make sure it flushes properly. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, the seat's nice and clean too. Anyway, here we go. And that took only 3 seconds for it to flush. And opposite the sink area, first of all, since this is a most modern hotel, I would expect it was going to have a stand-up shower, but it turns out it actually has a shower bath combo. You don't see that very often in most modern hotels. Here's the shower curtain, which as you can see, it's kind of loose, so yeah, that needs to be tightened down, unfortunately. But at least the shower curtain, yeah, I don't see any red flags on the shower curtain. So that's a good sign here. Got a very nice and wide bathtub, which is also made by American Standard. Looks like they did a nice job caulking around the tub. I'm sorry about that, but my parents came into the hotel room just to put the groceries away. They got the groceries from Whole Foods Market, as you can see. And yes, that grocery bag is now sitting on top of the dishwasher. And most of the groceries are now inside the mini fridge, so. But now that they're gone, let's continue on, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Again, I do like the fact that they have the bottles mounted on the wall. And the bottles are nice and secure too, except for that bottle. But that's okay, it still works though. And over here you have your plumbing fixtures. I'm not sure what makes these fixtures, but you got your American Standard shower head. And they could do a better job cleaning the shower head and the plumbing fixtures because I could see some dirt and grime there. And down there. And out there in the head too. So, minus a few points there. But we will go and test out the pressure. Oh yeah, again, adequate pressure. And it's a good thing when you turn off the shower, this thing automatically drops down. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. You can adjust the controls on the shower head, and I'll demonstrate it to you right now. So let me go ahead and turn the head this way, so I don't get sprayed. And yep, I was right. These are American Standard plumbing fixtures. And even the bathtub is American Standard, so seems like everything in this bathroom is made by nothing but American Standard, so how about that? Anyway, let's go ahead and turn the pressure back on. Now watch this. Isn't this cool? Yeah. That's a very neat looking shower head. Alright, we'll turn it off now. Also, when you turn off the shower, watch this. That's right. The controls automatically reset to its default setting. Very interesting. So yeah, minus the dirt and grime on the shower head and the plumbing fixtures, this bathroom is very nice. So, we're going to close out the bathroom now. And now, we'll move on to the rest of the room. I already showed you the door to the adjoining suite, but here is this side of the sitting area, or living room, if that's what you call it. Over here you have a small Davenport, and yes, it doubles the function as a hide-a-bed too. There's the hide-a-bed. And you have a small coffee table over there, and a wooden end table. There are actually two end tables. This one is underneath the larger one. And here is the on-the-wall thermostat, which is made by Amanda. And I like how the suite has a curtain, which serves as a divider between this part of the room and the bedroom on the opposite side. And here's the workstation with a very nice and bright lamp, an empty shelf, and a very nice and comfortable swivel chair. And there are actually two tables. This table is mounted on the piece of furniture, but this table you can roll out and maybe have that as a dining table instead, which is very useful. And I think that is a permanent stain, or should I say a permanent paint stain. I guess at some point they repainted the walls inside the hotel room and it accidentally got on the desk. And I tried to rub it off, but it's going to stay like this forever. But other than that, this workstation is nice and clean and spacious as well. And yes, there's another garbage can and recycling bin under the workstation. Now let me open the curtain for a second, and we'll get a better view of the living area from this side. And like I said, opposite the curtain is the bedroom. And we'll get a view of it with the curtain open. What do you all think of this hotel room so far? Isn't this very nice? All right, now let me close the curtain back, because that's the way I found it. And given how narrow these beds are, I would say that this hotel room is a 2 double bed suite. Why don't we go check out the beds while we're at it? Pillows feel very nice, and I did look to make sure there are no hairs on the pillow, and it seems like there aren't. So that's a good sign. Now we'll check under the seats. Over here you have a top sheet, and underneath is clean. And you have a down cover with a duvet cover, and underneath is clean. There's the bottom sheet. Mattress is nice and firm. Oh yeah, it feels comfortable. All right, now this is where a lot of mattresses hide their dirty little secrets. All right, let's see. That, by the way, is just a piece of fabric from the mattress itself. I see one piece of hair under it, but it's acceptable. All right, moment of truth. And I guess that's a little sweat stain, but I'm not sure yet. Okay. I guess this mattress is adequate. But now we have to make sure if the other bed has the same deal as this bed right here. And yes, all 6 pillows are nice and clean. That's what I like to see. And yes, we do have the same bedding here, top sheet, down comforter, duvet, and bottom sheet. And yep, underneath those layers are nice and clean too. And yep, same mattress as the other one. And they're both nice and comfortable too. Now let's see if there are dirty secrets under this mattress. I don't know what that is if you look closely. Maybe it's just a little piece of fabric from nowhere. But underneath is clean. And I would have to say this mattress is... Oh, wow. Yeah, this mattress is... Yeah, I guess both these mattresses are nice and clean, so I'll have to say the Home 2 Suites in Charlotte, North Carolina definitely passes my cleanliness test. Now we'll go ahead and magically put the beds back together. And believe it or not, there are 3 nightstands next to each bed. But there's nothing on this nightstand or that nightstand over there. But on these nightstands, you have plenty of power outlets to charge your devices. The same thing is true for that nightstand over here, as well as the lamps on either side of the bed, too. And here's the middle nightstand. Looks like that lampshade needs to be replaced. But you have another outlet here and a plug for the USB cable. And this one has an alarm clock and a phone. And now we'll move on to this side of the bedroom. Got a very nice and large LG flat screen TV with a remote controller. Let me just make sure that TV works. There's the LG logo. Yep, does work. You gotta press the power button several times until it turns off. And here are the chests of drawers. Now these 3 drawers are empty, but inside that drawer, you have the linens for the hide-a-bed. I totally forgot to show you how clean the linens for the hide-a-bed are. Let me see if there are any red flags on the linens. And guess what? The linens are nice and clean, so I'm very impressed so far. And here's another table. And these are all of our grips. Another empty shelf, but I do have some crap on that shelf up there. And what is a hotel tour without unlocking my master lock? Let me get the tripod situated. That was awesome. And last but not least, you have a closet. I wouldn't call this an open closet. It's more like an enclosed closet because of that curtain right there. I absolutely love the design on the curtain. And inside you have plenty of hangers. There's even a laundry bag on one of the hangers. That way, instead of using a luggage, you can do your laundry, putting your clothes in the laundry bag. So that's another nice touch here. And over here is the luggage rack. And of course, you have the iron and ironing board on this side of the closet. So yeah, that's the room. And I tell you, I'm really impressed. By the way, my mom said I'll be sleeping here on the Davenport / hide-a-bed for a time here in Charlotte. And I'll have to say, this room is very spacious, and there are a lot of unique elements that you don't see that very often in a lot of most modern hotel rooms, especially the bathtub in the bathroom. Oh, and I also forgot to show you this. There is a Siemens fuse box. And inside you have all the switches for the electronic devices. But yep, this concludes the tour of the Home 2 Suites in Charlotte, North Carolina. And one last thing with the lights off, this is our view from our hotel room. I absolutely love downtown Charlotte, North Carolina at night. You're just basically looking into a bunch of buildings, including the Wells Fargo building straight ahead. And there is the NASCAR Hall of Fame. That's what my dad would like to go see for our time here in Charlotte. And you also have a few other hotels back this way, including the Hampton Inn over there. And you also can see the Sheraton Hotel back that way. But yeah, overall, this is a really nice room, and I highly recommend staying here if you're ever visiting Charlotte and wanted to stay here overnight. But that does conclude this hotel tour. Really hope you enjoyed it as always, and that will be it. Oh, the video's over, but it doesn't have to be. You can always watch more, and you know what to do. And don't forget to subscribe and light up that bell. Until next time, bye y'all.